Hey everyone, Dingo here. So welcome back to part two. So today we're going to be looking at the second version of the temperature converter. This time it's going to be an application outside of the terminal. So we'll take a peek and see what that looks like. Oh, did I go over? I wanted. Hang on, let's see if we can pop up from here. There we go. Okay, so let's big view this. So this is going to be what we're running. Now, if you don't have these modules here, all you have to do is pip install and do TKINTER. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Tinter, but I think it's K silent, or if it's Tinter, I'm not sure. Sorry for the pronunciation, I'm really bad at this. But yeah, so I'll get rid of this, and we'll start from scratch, just like always. It's gone. So now what we're going to do, what am I doing? Look at me. Let's bring this over here. Okay, and I'll close that out. And so what we're going to do is first new folder. I'm going to name it PyTK, because that's what I like to do whenever I have an application. Just name something different. If it's a terminal application, I don't give it any kind of special parentheses or anything in front of it. It just helps me organize, because that way if I'm looking at it, I know that's terminal, that's application. Okay, so PyTK, TY, or yeah, TK, temp con. Okay, so there is our folder. We're going to bring this into our Visual Studio Code. Okay, so now that that's in there, I'll big screen this. So you can close it with this Get Started window. That's definitely not needed. Then you can add a file. So now the biggest part about this is making sure it's a .py, because that will make sure it's an established Python file for creating our Python application, of course. So we'll just call this whatever we want. So temp con.py, and bang, just like that. So now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have to import that module. So import tk and tr. Yeah, so we'll import that. Then we have to as we import that, we have to do it as tk, and then from the tkinter import the ttk. So these are all just different libraries from within it. So the ttkinter .message box, message box, we import show error, and bang. Ooh, did you get this all right? I think I did. Oh, you know what? Yep, no, I got it wrong. There we go. See, just the slightest error can bump you out. Okay, so now we're going to establish our window for our application. So what we're going to do is we're going to root and have that, pretty sure we're going to have that to be, drop my mouse, equal to tk.TK, just cause. And then we'll have our root dot title, and we'll have that with a single quote, Python temperature, I always forget my A, temperature converter with Dingo. Okay, so now that we established that, we can do our root dot geometry. Now this will create our window dimensions. So I've already played around with this, and I know that 325 by by 80 is what I like. It just looks best to me. You can play around with it. If you want a big window screen, you can of course go about that. But of course you're looking at your X and Y variables there. 325 being X and 80 being the Y variables. So we'll move on from there. So the root dot resizable. Now this will stop it from being resizable, so they can't change it. So it will reduce bugs if there's any. So we'll have false, and I'm not exactly sure why it's like that, but it basically just states that you can't do it. No, that's a no. You're not allowed. Okay, so now we're going to have to establish our equation for a conversion. So of course we'll have to define, and we'll have to set a variable for that. So I'm spelling Fahrenheit wrong. I'm doing that all night. Fahrenheit underscore to underscore Celsius. Now we can use that by formatting that, adding our double period, or I'm sure it has a name. I'm just drawing a blank on it right now. I'm done. It's kind of late right now. You can see it's 1 a.m. where I'm at, and it's getting there. Okay, so let's get back to this. Now we return this by having our F format, our Fahrenheit to Celsius, or take away 32, and then what we want to do is times that, of course, by 5 divided by 9. So now our equation is established there. And I wonder what we can see here. I wonder if we can see like the framework. It may not have any buttons yet or anything, but well, nothing bad happened, so it must be functioning well. Okay, so we'll just continue along with this for now. So now we have to create the frame from the tinter import. So frame equals ttk dot frame, and we'll have that as a root. So maybe we needed that in order to have all this actually established. So let's try it now. Without debugging. Okay, so nothing happened, but nothing happening is a good thing too. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, so now we can establish our field range for our options. Oh, you know what? Oh no, we're good. Yeah, options is equal. And we'll have these weird brackets, single quote, pad x, single quote, the weird 2 dots there, space 5, and then we're going to add our single quote, pad y, of course, our single quote, our double dot, and we'll have that as 5 as well. Now this will establish where our button options are, or our inputs will be established on our application. So now we'll come off that, and we'll go down to our labels. So we have our temperature underscore label equals ttk dot label, and of course we'll have our frame. You know, I just realized why we weren't seeing anything, and that's probably because I didn't create the loop yet. but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We're taking it step by step. We're taking apart each segment and putting it all together, anyways. So now we'll have our text, and we'll have that equal to Fahrenheit. I'm pretty sure it doesn't really matter. You can do single quote or double quote for the sake of this experiment. We'll do a single quote. Keep everything simple. And then, of course, we have our temperature underscore label dot grid. For, of course, we want this to be in. Of course, I've already played with this, so I know what works best. Column equals 0, row equals 0, and sticky equals W, and of course options. Okay, what happened here? Did I get something wrong? Oh, you know what? I used an O instead of a 0. See what I mean? It's testy. Sometimes it wants certain things and sometimes it doesn't. And you know what? I think I messed up something here too. I don't think I need those. And I think to have an issue with our options is because we didn't quite establish our options yet. But that's okay because we can. Oh, yeah. You know what? I thought it was a quote. It's not a quote. There we go. Yeah, simple mistakes, and like even here, that's wrong. I was misspelled temperature. All those things count. It's the tiniest details. You got to make sure you're paying attention to that. So now we'll continue. Temperature underscore entry dot focus. I'll have brackets, and that will bounce back. Okay. So now we have to create our convert buttons. So define convert underscore button underscore clicked, and of course we'll have our double button. So let's try f for equals float temperature dot get. So that will be our number that we input, and to turn it to Celsius, we have that to our our Fahrenheit to Celsius, and of course we want to put our F into there for our Fahrenheit variable. And then of course we want to do result, which is going to be equal to an F string, the weird bracket, or F weird bracket. So Fahrenheit is equal to weird bracket our Celsius double dot 2F. So that's just another F string function for formatting. So CS. Oop. There we go. And of course that establishes our equation for the result, or at least to establish the result. And then the result underscore label dot config with text equal to result, and that's how you establish it. But of course except the value error as error, we will show error as title equals single quote error and message equals error. You know what? There, mess this up. That's all we need. Okay, so now that's established. Boop, boop. Back tab twice. Make sure your indents are proper. And now we have to convert the underscore button. So we'll have that equal to ttk dot button. So now for our frame, it'll include our frame and the text for convert. Now the button to convert is written in, but of course we need convert underscore button dot grid to establish placement. So grid is sorry, I already have grid. My brain, guys. Okay. Column is equal to 2, and of course we'll have our row, which will be equal to 0, and we'll sticky it with a single quote W. Oop. Okay, there we go. What's wrong with my frame here? Oh, I think it's probably because we just didn't finish it off. But it's okay, we'll finish it off right here. In order to finish that off, we do the convert underscore button dot configure, and command will equal convert underscore button underscore click, and now or clicked, yes, and we finish that off, and that should configure it. But of course now we're going to have to create our result labels. There we go, get rid of that pesky little button. I hate that. We can actually come back here a fair bit. So to result in our underscore label, we have that equal to our ttk dot capital L label and to our frame. That's very important. So now of course we enter that, so with a result underscore label dot grid, we can bracket that with a row, and of course we're gonna have equal as 1, and column span of equal 3 with our shift 8 for our funky 2 little time symbols there, and options. And now that creates our result. That is creating our result labels. And of course we got to add our frame for that padding. So frame dot grid bracket pad x is equal to 10, and our pad y will also be equal to 10. Now I found that worked pretty good, so
play around with these things, and of course, the final part is creating the loop for the app itself, and that's root dot main loop, and of course your brackets. So now, if we are to go and test this, oh, I see there. What am I doing here? Okay, so apparently we got a couple errors. So let's see what we got here. We'll try running it and see what happens. Maybe it'll tell us what's wrong. At line 30. Is there something wrong with my focus? You know what? I spelled temperature wrong on all these. And you know what? These aren't supposed to be labels. These are supposed to be entries. See, it's the small things that sometimes you don't think about right away. So that solved that problem. And of course, man, did I spell every temp? That's how late it is. Temperature. ESOL config. Forgot the dash there. Convert. Forgot the T there. Yeah, I had a fair few. Little oh no's. Grid. Okay. Let's see, where else do we have a bug here? Line 27. Okay, so let's see what happened here. We defined our convert button, clicked, and we tried the float. Temperature dot get Fahrenheit to Celsius. Wasn't in that docket. No, that's definitely not it. Temperature dot get Oh, you know what? I think it's where we put our labels. Did our temperature entry? Do we do our labels? I don't think we did. Okay, so we'll. Oh no. Oh, I don't think we just. I don't. I think we just passed over creating our entry point. Oh, that's okay. Okay, so this was right the first time. So we can go back and we can we will separate this. So we'll take that there. We'll put this as label. Label. I don't think it has to be no. And then of course we'll change this over to label as well. And that should fix a problem for there. And then we'll enter into here and we'll do temperature will be equal temperature will be equal to tk dot st string variant brackets, and then we'll do temperature per temp temperature underscore entry equals ttk dot entry, and we'll add our frame for that and have that as a text variable equal to temperature. It's already in the bracket, so enter there, and temperature underscore entry dot grid bracket column -1 and row equals 0, and of course our shift 8 options. And entry, and of course entry wrong, entry and temperature wrong. There and there. And there's the temperatures. So of course we have our options, our temperature labels, our temperature entries, and then we have our converts, which fix quite a few things. So now that our converts are done, our convert buttons are getting a little messed up here. So what could possibly be the error here? So the TTK button frame, we have the and we have our text. Maybe it's a capital. Is it the capital text to convert? And of course we have our convert underscore button dot grid, and we have our columns equal to 2, our rows equal to 0, and our sticky. Oh, we forgot our options for that. That's what that was. And of course we need our shift 8 options. Ooh, look at that. What we're doing. Okay. Convert underscore button dot configure at command equals convert underscore button underscore clicked. Configure. Oh, there's the spelling error right there. That was the problem. Okay, so that fixed that problem. And then of course we result our label, which wasn't a big deal. And we did our frame and our main root. So let's run this and see what happens. Module has no attribute label. Do you mean label? And that was on line 17. See, so we need a capital L instead of a lowercase l on line 17. Is this one here probably? L. There we go. So that should have fixed our problem, I do believe. From line 17. So the only thing we can do is run and try it. Line 20. Did I get something else wrong? 20. Oh, STRING, fire. Oh, I forgot to capitalize the V. Another spelling error. Okay. So let's see. Let's run this now. Might be another one. You never know. Right here. Our temperature entry point. We got that one wrong. So it is column equals to 1. And now we are not showing any more errors. We have worked through all my terrible late night spelling errors. Congratulations, everyone. Thank you for putting up with all my randomness. Um, and my terrible spelling tonight. I do apologize. But let's run this and see what we get. We did it. Okay, so if you remember from the part 1 video we did with doing this application within the terminal, when we did the 60 Fahrenheit and we converted it, it converted to around 15 something Celsius. So did it work? It worked. Oh my gosh, we did it. We finally did it, guys. Okay, well, that was well worth it. But it is late into the night and I do need sleep. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comments. And if sneak peek into the next idea is I already mentioned it in one of the other videos, and it's about time I get it done. I send it out there and we do it together. So I hope you guys get excited about that. Like, follow, subscribe, do all that wonderful jazz. I'll leave links in the below for my GitHub, all my social media pages, and just stay tuned and keep coding. I hope you guys had a good time doing all those projects with me. So I'll catch you next time. Peace out.